Hello YouTube. I've been getting a lot of feedback from different people recently saying about my build, which was the Z68 with the Core i7 2600K, etc., that fitting it all inside the Antec 902 case was a bit stupid, and you could probably get a half X or whatever else, get a bigger case for better airflow, etc. And I've been commenting it and saying I just don't see the point of doing that. I mean, I wanted to have a lot of space above, in and around the actual top fan, and at the back in my desk, so it's underneath my feet, without having a massive case dominate where I'm trying to sit at the desk. So what I wanted to do here was just show the case off and it running, and also just talk about some of the upgrades. So first off, you can see there's the three fans. It's all in operational at the moment. 320mm Antec tri-cool fans. That's the main one, which I'll show you in a second, which is the one that is using my slight little CPU mod, which I'll show you again in more detail. And another 120mm fan on the side, which is on the clear case, but it's inverted. So instead of firing air into the case, it's pulling the air out. So all the air is basically shooting in from the front, in onto the GPUs. The CPU is dedicated to this only. These two at the bottom are cooling the hard drives and the GPUs, and this air then is coming out the top of the side from this fan here. There's a top fan which is barely spinning at the moment, I suppose, but I guess that's just there to take off any excess over the CPU and in and around the MOSFETs, etc. Which you can also see my massive Noctua in the window there, which I'll show you again in a bit more detail. So the upgrades, I had a Z68 and a 2600K before, and it was running stably at 5 GHz, but you know, I just wanted to try the new Ivy Bridge chipset, etc. out. So I went and purchased a P8 Z77-V Pro from Asus, and also the new Intel Ivy Bridge Core i7 3770k. Now, it's been well documented about these particular chips that there's no way in hell, unless I have some severe water cooling, that I ain't gonna get 5 GHz. I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference, but I would like to get a decent overclock out of it, so I'm going to show you what overclock I've got so far. The motherboard is great so far. I'm really happy with this, actually. It's doing all the things I wanted. It's allowing me to overclock. It's got some decent features as well, full SLI support. There is the Z77V Deluxe, but after debating it, I just didn't bother going for it, because there's extras like the Bluetooth support and the extra Wi-Fi, little bits and pieces like that I just didn't need. The extra phases on the power might have been nice, but again, I don't think I need them, so I've gone for the Pro, save me a bit of money, I suppose. So let's have a look at the actual unit open. So if I just take the door off, and I'll turn the light on my iPhone. Okay, so I've also added a 1200 watt Cooler Master Silent Pro Gold. It's half modular, it does the job. Some of the cables kind of a little bit messy, but they do the job down there. And they go into the back of the case, which you can see in there. And there's my Caviar Black, 2 terabytes. And also you can just about see the Kingston 64 gig SSD, which is, so I've got it set up in RAID mode using the new Intel caching mode that you can set. Was it SRT or whatever else? I can't remember off the top of my head. But as you can see with the board, it supports SLI, so there's my GeForce GTX 680s, and there's great space between them. So, you know, they're running quite nicely in there. Lots of space for the air. Is the air coming directly in from in here, from the fans on the outside of the case. And what happens is it keeps them nice and cool, and then they obviously process the air and shove it out the back of the cards. But also, any excess air that's in and around the cards is being pulled away by this fan. And it's, instead of actually the air being blown in onto the cards, I've actually got it pulling the air out of the case. Again, keeping it nice and cool. And as you can see, there is also the X-Fi, Creative Labs X-Fi titanium card in there for my sound, so nice and spacious as well. Now, here's the actual beast of a cooler. So, again, that goes right onto the back. 120mm fan of the case, but it's a Noctua NHD14. It's got 3 fans on it, 220mm, one 140mm, and then there's the big, I think it's a 200mm fan up above. And there's this little case mod that I've put in. So, you know, I've gone through this before, but again, for people that may be just watching this video for the first time, it's just a some hot glue there with a piece of ducting for a normal house clothes dryer, and a reducer for reducing the size from I think it was 120 mils down to 100 mils, because the actual ducting that I could get was 100 mils. So there's one hot glued onto that fan, another hot glued onto the front fan, which you can see there, and so the air just gets shoved right in from the outside. Nice clean draw for the air right in onto the CPU cooler, and it does a really good job. So everybody knows that this the Ivy Bridge chips are the new 22 nanometer process, but the overclocking seems to have been a bit of a letdown for some. But I've been sat here now for about half an hour, I guess, doing some overclocking and Prime 95 testing. So as you can see here is the Prime 95. It's been going for quite a long time. All of the workers are still in action. Let me just bring up Task Manager. You can see 100%. Move that out of the way. Been going for quite a long time, and I'm running this 3770k on this board at 4.6 gigahertz. Let me turn this light off. There we go. So there you go, there's Prime running away nicely. Like I said, it's been running for quite a while now. What time did I start that at? 21:11. It's now 21:38. So it's been going quite a while. 4.6 gigahertz. There it is, 1.272 volts. Now the 5 gigahertz that I had going through the 2600K was using 1.48 volts. So getting it down to 1.27 volts and a 4.6 gigahertz, I'm pretty happy with. And I don't think I'm going to get much more out of this chip, to be honest. But I might give it a try. We'll see. And here are the voltages according to the Asus Turbo V. Now that 1.26 CPU voltage I think is a bit off, obviously, because CPU-Z is reporting 1.27. But here's the rest of the voltages for people that might be interested. And more importantly, let me show you the temperatures. So there you go. Highest temp is 80 degrees and 79, 76, package 83 degrees. It's never ever going to reach that in normal gaming. It may spike to that, but it'll never freaking consistently stay at that. No way. I'm quite happy with these temps, to be honest. Some people have had these things going up to 90 and I think 100 degrees. So if I can keep it at this range, I'm quite happy. I'll monitor it during gameplay, etc. But I don't expect to be hitting 83 degrees on the package during Battlefield 3 or anything else. Maybe wrong, but we'll see. And you can see there the GeForce GTX 680s are running quite nicely. They're all powered down really at the moment. So again, I just really wanted to just go through that, the upgrade, and also just to say the case, you know, I'm very happy with my case. Gives me some nice headroom underneath my desk, and it does the job. So thanks very much for watching, and please rate, subscribe. Thank you.